So, Julio, tell me about the Unstoppables. I've heard so much about it. What is it all about, and where did the idea come from?
Sure. Unstoppable began when I was at a political meeting. Like these guys threw a gathering of politicians, a meal, expenses to go there, and this guy's talking about the future of the state of Queensland. And the whole idea was, should we increase taxes or sell the state assets in order to pay the debt of the state? I was just listening, and there was a bunch of other guys talking, and I couldn't help it. I put my hand up and I said, hey guys, when you become a politician, do you have to do a business 101, right? Because when your business is in trouble, you don't open a garage sale and start selling your assets.
True.
You're in a fire, you don't do that. But you see, what actually happened at that moment, it was great because a real sense of collaboration started to take place between the business people and the politicians. See, I noticed how the business people didn't go start in accusation mode. There's a bunch of inquiries like, what if you did this, and what if you did that, and what about this? So a bunch of possibilities start to get created, right? But I immediately, Sarah, knew I was in the wrong forum. Because one of the smartest things to do, I believe, okay, as a business person, would be to reduce tax for a startup. So if you are starting up in a company, for the first 3 years or 5 years of your company, we'll give you taxation at a lower rate to maximize your success, okay? Train the business owners on entrepreneurial mindset, okay? There's a lot of business schools and so on, but the school of hard knocks. See, with technology now, we can actually fast track and get people to learn in quantum, you know. So I walked away from there and I started thinking, what am I going to do about this? The reality for me, though, as background, is I came to Australia 26 years ago. I could not speak a word of English and not know anyone. Australia is wired for people's success. So I am a true version of that reality. I came here, I had nothing, did not know anyone, and we did extremely well. Why? I'm not smarter than the next guy. It's just that I don't take the country for granted. I know I live in an amazing place. So what could we do about this? So that's how I started Unstoppables.
So is your vision to get all entrepreneurs across Australia to join this one community where they can bring their experiences and their knowledge and everything together to try and make Australia a better place?
Pretty much. That is the ultimate goal. See, you can look around and there's some incredible organizations like the Rotary, Lions, YPO, EO, Managers Institute and CEOs Institutes. There's all of this. And yet, in a sense, they really operate within silos. They probably don't like me saying this, but the very fact that you have to apply and to go to some certain criteria to be able to join this one or that one. So I wanted to create a platform that it doesn't matter if you're here, or here, you can jump on, okay? And why is that the case? Because I believe, see, I'm 46, right? I believe I'm old. Yeah, thank you. I believe I'm really old. I'm already old. I'm becoming obsolete by the second. It's tough to confess, though, right? But if you get the younger person coming through, 25, 26, these guys do not see the world the way I do. The way I made my success is already relevant. The point, though, is I know it. Cool? So what I want to do is I want to hang out with those that are creating the future. I want to be ahead of the curve. So Unstoppables is about amazing people getting to amazing places to create amazing results. So we're going to do amazing things all the time to pull out the creativity. See, this country was created on the back of some serious entrepreneurs. Australia is, and yet over the last 10 years, right, there is a conversation about, we did some research recently, but the majority of people here are not enthusiastic about the future. They're way more cautious about the future. Well, what changed? Just perception.
Yeah.
Okay? So let me just consolidate because I'm talking 4 things. You asked me, is that for everybody? Yes, it is for everybody. And yet I want people to, collaborate from where they come from. So if you're a Rotarian, you collaborate as a Rotarian. If you're from YPO, you collaborate as a YPOer. if you are from a, a woman in leadership group, yeah, you collaborate from where you are. And yet when we come together, it's about Australia. It's about reigniting the spirit of entrepreneurship here. And people to know that they live in the best country in the world. So let's bring it. And the whole idea would be that we would become an entrepreneurial nation from this corner of the world, right? And making sure that we are as good as Silicon Valley or Israel in order of creating new ideas and keeping it here.
And there's no reason why we can't be, I guess.
Correct.
But you did mention amazing places and amazing people. So let's talk about Antarctica, because really there's not that many places out there that are as amazing as that.
Yes. Okay. I guess why Antarctica? Well, the way it worked, or the way it happened, was like this. So we start thinking about this thing, you know. So the story about the politicians, the story about leadership and creating an environment in Australia where young people can come together and they have investors. So if I was to get somebody as a 25-year-old with a brilliant idea and get a guy, a 50-year-old with a lot of money, this guy has the acumen and the business experience. This guy's creating the future. I want to put them together almost into a fusion. So another meeting at the Rotary or another meeting at the Hilton wouldn't do it. So I started thinking, what would be a cool place to take them, right?
Yeah.
And the moment that I thought about Antarctica, I thought, I have it. And then, so I called Quark, and Quark is one of the best companies in the world to take you to the North Pole and South Pole. I called them up and I told them about what we're about to do. They loved it. They said, we're in, let's go. So we went ahead and bought the whole entire boat. Right?
God.
We bought every bed on the boat and started inviting people to come. And it's amazing how the whole idea in itself polarizes people. People go like, what? And some people go like, I'm in.
Yeah.
Within 5 minutes, people are like, 100 entrepreneurs together, I'm in.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? And Antarctica also symbolizes a bunch of things. Okay. It's personal view. It's my personal belief, right? We're cooking the planet, Sarah. We really are. Cool. And going to a place like Antarctica that is so beautiful, in your face beautiful, right? And we start to realize that the planet we live in is actually fragile. And as living our lives, you know, without thinking that there's no consequences for our behavior and the way we are. So imagine if you could bring along people that have the desire of doing better, they have business acumen. It is my belief that an entrepreneur can look at a problem and say, I not only can fix it, but I can make money out of it, right? And everybody's better off. Because you see, there's another thing also changing, is that money for money's sake used to be, profit, money, you know. I think that now there's a transition where people want to make money for a purpose, right? So people want to give back. So the whole idea about coming to Antarctica is look at a fragile environment, collaborate to create a future, right? Connecting the young people that are creating the future with the people with the business acumen, create a bunch of innovation, right? Bring it back to Australia, and in the back of it have profit with a purpose, right? In the back of it have profit with a purpose.
And is that the biggest thing that you want to come out of this trip? So you've got over 100 entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
It's going to be a very entertaining boat ride, I would guess. You've also got different generations there, so world separating perspectives on everything. And when you come back, do you want those ideas? Do you want people to start making things happen? And how are you going to continue that when you come back to Australia?
Oh, beautiful. Thank you. Okay, so on the boat, we're going to create two things: a documentary.
Yep.
About the ideas and what's happening. There's already a lot of things manifesting. Okay, we have already on to 5, 6, 8 companies already.
Wow.
Okay, created just because Unstoppable is coming together. Cool. There's not only that. There is so we would like to come out with 20 new businesses out of there. Cool. We're creating right now a platform where some venture capitalists come along. And they already by default each other are gonna own. So it's like this: if you and me and Jimmy are on the boat and we decide to create a company, totally free, we connect, we create a company. It's not that we have to give it to everybody, or so if we wanted to give it to everybody, so we want an ecosystem that things can be created And people say, I want to play or I don't want to play.
Okay.
For those that want to play, they come together, and then once its formation takes place, then we get serious about the business. Because it's fun to have an idea. It's work when you decided to say, I've taken the idea to the market.
Yeah.
Right? So it's what's going to be my distribution channel, what's my pathway to customer, what's the valuation of this company. And that's what I love about Unstoppables, is because we can be creative, and in the same space we actually have the business acumen
To do it.
to do it,
That's
to
not
take
just
to
talk,
market.
is it?
Exactly right.
Yeah.
So you have the beauty of the two sides. So the reason why we write in the book and doing the documentary is to say, here it is, genesis and delivery, right? And so to give this thing continuance, we're doing Antarctica. Next year, we're already going to go to the Amazon,
Wow.
all right, around October next year. And so what we want to do is really take people to points on the planet that they can see the environment, they can see poverty, they can see wealth, they can be inspired to be agents of change, right, and be unstoppable.
Yeah, and I would think those places are so unique that they're going to bring out so many inspiring, creative ideas and concepts from people. And to be honest, I don't know why Eddie Maguire hasn't picked up on this. It sounds like a great idea for a TV show. But
Eddie, where are you? Well, we want you on the
Eddie.
boat. All right? There's a few other people. So it's the funny bit, because it's funny, because when we first looked at it,
Yeah.
and we started, there is a reality of, hey, who are you, Julia?
Yeah.
Who you are, you know? So I started in Australia, and I was just sharing this with somebody else the other day. I started in financial services, right? So in the big scheme of things, when people look at this, I'm a new immigrant.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a new guy, I come in a block, but the point is, this country is young, right? Under the flag Australia, under the Commonwealth, I'm being around here for 200 years, right? I live in the best country in the world, and I know it. So when somebody says, you funded this? I said, yeah. So you're not selling tickets? I said, no, the boat is sailing, regardless if people are coming or not coming.
Yeah.
So I funded the boat to cause it to happen. Why? Because I'm committed. I'm committed to get this happen. And it's amazing how, because we had the idea in February this year, right? And then we start working on it, and people saying, this is not going to work, this is going to work. We just keep pushing it through.
Yeah.
And we have some amazing individuals coming, amazing people. And we start to get attention now of the media. There was like a two pages article on Fin Review, right, where my name is all over the place, a few other guys' names all over the place. These are agents of change, right, that they want to cause things to change. So the conversation in itself is getting way tighter and way better. And I'm getting phone calls from people saying, can I come? Can I come? What's happening? What's your next thing? And yeah, so as any other movement, it's early days, but it's very exciting.
Yeah. And you seem like the type of person who is obviously passionate and believes in this amazing cause. You know, you also seem like the type of person that likes to make a splash, if you like.
Yeah.
What other ideas do you have planned? So we've spoken about the Amazon, we've spoken about, you know, the Unstoppables and keeping them together and keeping this network going. What other ideas? I have heard rumours about a balloon, and I'm not quite sure how far it goes, but is it something that you can enlighten us with?
Yeah, totally. So look, no apologies. I absolutely love being me. It is good to be me. It wasn't always like that. Okay, so you go into a new country, you can't speak the language, people don't know where you're coming from, and you have their own uncertainties that goes with being part of being human, right? But I guess you start working and try and error, and then one thing you get a bit of success, and a bit of success, and this success, and you start to follow the clues, because success leaves clues. And it's so good that you can read somebody's autobiography in 3 days and see their mistakes, see their success, and start to pick up a DNA for success. So I am passionate. I love life. I'm addicted to it, you know. So why not jam in all the exciting bits, right? So I met a crazy guy. I met a guy that, like, you speak with him, and it's just like, you can see my energy is already rising, right? So I met a guy by the name of Jeff Wilson. Okay, so Jeff is a vet on the Gold Coast.
Okay.
Who's a friend who's suffering from cancer, and Jeff just decided to say, you know what, I'm going to bring the awareness of cancer up do something about it. So what can I do about it? That internal dialogue, what can I do about it? And in summary, Jeff, 18 months ago, or 18 months prior to departure, he did not know how to ski. So he said to his wife, darling, how would it be if I broke all the records of crossing Antarctica unassisted, right? And I got a lot of media attention towards breast cancer because had my friend had tests earlier, she would not have gone through all the pain that she did. So I just want girls to make sure that all of this is available to them.
Yep.
Got it. It's just a cause, right?
Yeah.
He broke 5 world records
Wow.
by 11 days. Not 3 hours, not 2 hours. He smashed it.
11 days.
11 days. He crossed Antarctica. He crossed Antarctica unassisted, right? So you sit here and you're thinking, so Jeff and I got together and start thinking, wow, what we're going to do next, right? So I have an adventurous spirit, right? So it's with Jeff as well. We start saying, let's go to the Amazon, right? So Jeff said, what if we built the balloon? And it'd be like, what if we built this big balloon? I said, yeah. And what we'll do is we'll fly this balloon and we go to strategic places in Australia and we, try for a few other records, world records, right? And it's all about cancer. It's all about, getting behind the McGrath Foundation. And I said, Jeff, don't need to say anything else. I'm in.
Done.
I'm in. So I'm in as an investor. I'm in as a participant, So March next year, we're going to start the boot camp training and to become a skydiver.
So you're going to skydive off a hot air balloon?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurs trekking through the Amazon was crazy, but that takes the cake.
But you see, that's the thing now, so there's procedures and processes, right? So it sounds crazy, but we're actually going to do a proper course, get out the certificates and become and learn to be a certified, skydiver. And then, so we're going to do 50 jumps. And then we started talking some more about it, and we thought, why don't we put a leadership program around this? Because if you listen to Jeff's internal dialogue, when you listen to his conversation about let's get it done, here's an idea, let's deliver it, and you see the steps and the methodology to actually get that done, you start to realize that all of us, we have this unstoppable spirit, this adventurous spirit. It really calls.
Nice play on words, by the way.
That's right. That's right. And then, so for me, you start talking, I thought, I'm in. So let's work hard, let's play hard.
Yeah.
So that's the rumor of the balloon is true.
So that's something to watch out for next year then, which I'm sure we'll all hear more about.
Absolutely.
So, what's next for Unstoppables? If people out there, they want to get involved in it, whether it's Antarctica, whether it's other things that you have planned, if I'm sitting out there, if I'm, in a customer service department or a marketing department in an organisation, and I've got ideas and I've got that entrepreneurial spirit, what can I do? How can I be part of this?
Thank you for the question. Okay, guys, so there's two answers to this. Of course, we have the events for people that are already entrepreneurs and they are making things happen, and we'll gather them. But there are those that see that and internally they say, I want it. I want it. So our idea is to build bridges. Yep. So if you're in a marketing department watching this, if you are, a clerk, if you are a sales assistant, and you have an idea for a business. So what Unstoppables is doing, and we did a few this year, is we're getting a bunch of gatherings, right, where people come and then, but on to next year, we're actually going to give a structure, right? And the structure will be actually teaching people the entrepreneurial mind, and then the steps to actually get things from concept into reality. But not only that, we're going to put behind it a fund where the good ideas actually get funded, and the mentors to go with it, okay? Now, what I'm saying here is not new, cool? There's a bunch of things, a bunch of people doing it, cool? So we figured, we're going to join it. Because you see, if a person watching this says, oh, there's this organization doing it and that organization doing it, and Unstoppables now is doing it, that is reflecting the call of this point in time, of this time, where for more people that become entrepreneurial, if they start a company and it works, there's 2 or 3 other people get employed, okay? Australia's better off.
Yeah.
Okay? So for anyone watching this, if you knew that you have an entrepreneurial spirit, you know you want to cause something, well, become unstoppable with us. So you do not need to go to Antarctica or to Amazon or jump off a balloon to become unstoppable. You can just come along, start learning, join one of the programs, cool, and let's together make it happen.
Together make a difference.
That's exactly right. So it's unstoppables.com.au, and we'll take it from there.
Great.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for your time, Julia.
Oh, thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you very much for watching, I guess.